Wild Hearts, an action-adventure monster hunting game featuring larger-than-life monsters. What's the story? How does it play? We'll get into that today.
So, visitors to the land of the East.
The story. Wild Hearts is set in a fantasy world inspired by feudal Japan called Azuma. It is inhabited by massive creatures called kimono. However, the kimono seem to have gone on a rampage, altering the environment and costing the lives of the citizens of Azuma. The kimono range from plant-infused squirrels to a massive wild boar covered in wild plants called King Tusk. After a dreadful fight with the Winter Wolf Deathstalkers, you become the bearer of a life-sustaining technology, and you're compelled to restore balance across the region. And that's all we know so far about the story. However, if you take into account the fact that the game plays like Monster Hunter, then the story will most likely be in the back burner, as this game will be mostly fueled by its gameplay and the addictive hunting loop.
In you is the power to stop this. In you, there is the seed of invention.
Presentation. The world of Azuma is beautiful, and it looks like a piece of art or painting. The environment is absolutely breathtaking with some amazing sceneries that is out of this world. The environment looks to be inspired by feudal-era Japanese structures with its castles, altars, bamboo-filled lands, and cherry blossom areas. Things you would expect a game based around feudal Japan to have. There are 4 hunting grounds that has been shown so far, and each hunting ground seems to be based around the 4 seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. The kimono, or monsters in Wild Hearts, are based around actual animals in the world, like a boar, a rat, a wolf, and what looks like a raccoon. They're all supersized giants that you will need to take down. What's more is that they seem to have fused with the environment, so you'll have the giant animals covered in roots, fruits, green moss, etc. As you whittle down their health, they will move on to the next phase of their evolution, which usually involves growing their roots outwards, making them look bigger, more imposing, and 1000% angrier. The character design reminds me a lot of Samurai Warriors. Basically, you look like a samurai, with some decked out gear just like in Samurai Warriors. In fact, you also run like one. Even the weapons remind me of Samurai Warriors, like the bow looks like one wielded by Inahime, while the umbrella looks like one wielded by Okuni. But I guess since they are just weapons, they will look like every other weapon based around their types. The gameplay. The gameplay of Wild Hearts is an exciting mashup of challenging hunting and crafting in a beautiful semi-open world environment with snappy building mechanics. This game supports crossplay up to 3 players. If 3 players instead of 4 seems odd, because it is, but apparently this was determined as having 4 players wouldn't work very well for the building mechanics of this game. You can hop into any friend's games regardless of how much of the story you've completed, and vice versa. You have the main quest story that is active in the world, shown on the top left of the screen as you play. But you'll also have optional quests to complete. These optional quests require manual triggers, so you can choose which ones you want to activate as you play the game. The main quest could have you hunt down specific kimono, which are huge beasts fused with nature, while in between main quests, you can hunt specific monsters that you have already encountered in the story by starting optional side quests from any campfire on the map. Completing various quests will unlock more optional quests, grant points to unlock new building abilities, and reward materials to upgrade your equipment. There are 8 different weapons that you can wield and master, and these range from technically difficult weapons like the bow to very easy to grasp weapons like the Karakuri Katana. Other weapons include the Bladed Wagasa, which is the umbrella, the maul, which is a hammer, the Nodachi, and the staff. Each weapon will have their own unique combo trees for pulling off devastating attacks and unique finishing moves. You'll have a mechanical bear friend to help you learn the ropes, but you're mostly left to figure out and experiment using different weapons. The combat feels great, and you can even build things on the fly in the middle of combat. This ability to build things is called Karakuri. You can instantly build a variety of things on the fly, like crates to leap off of and deal devastating attacks, springs to dash forward in place of a dodge when your stamina is low, or even build a torch that you can use to light up your weapons, infusing it with fire damaging abilities with every swing. What's interesting is that you can build it like building a Lego, as building them in certain ways will lead to entirely new structures. Like putting 6 crates in a rectangular formation creates a bulwark, which is a large wall that could stop a kimono in its tracks and even cause it to temporarily stun itself, as if it has just ran its head into a brick wall, which is quite funny and cute. However, you can't just build karakuris without any care in the world, as building karakuris require threads, which can be a rarity in some areas. You can choose to source these threads by climbing onto a kimono and attacking its weak spot, which replenishes your threads. If you fail to attack its weak spot though, then you won't be able to build any karakuri, and it becomes a matter of parrying, dodging, and finding your opportunity to strike, like a Souls-like game. Karakuri isn't only used in combat. You can use it to get around, like a flying vine that lets you set up a giant zip line, allowing you to zip your way up and down or across gaps. Or even a hunter's tent where you can rest. What you build in the world will continue to exist in the world, so it doesn't just magically disappear after it goes out of your sight. Unless of course if a kimono destroys it, or when you dismantle it. You can choose to destroy structures that you have built to free up resources originally used to build them, allowing you to build more things. The world is not only a treat to look at as you explore, but it is also filled with plenty of secrets, materials, and collectibles. You can find cooking materials that you can use to make stat boosting meals, various resources to upgrade your weapons and armor, and even Tsukumo, which are collectibles in the world. Finding the first Tsukumo unlocks a small round robot hunting buddy who will keep you company even in your camp, and these are adorable looking things. There's also a hub town called Minoto, which will most likely play an important role in the final release of the game, maybe filled with vendors, quest givers, and other amenities. First impressions. Wild Hearts looks fun as heck. The gameplay looks fun, hunting creatures down and collecting materials to craft new equipment and upgrade your gear. This loop could be quite addictive. In addition, I would imagine that this game will have plenty of quests to complete, and you'll be spending a lot of your time being immersed in this fantasy feudal Japan filled with kimonos. The world looks beautiful, and I would imagine you will want to screenshot your characters within the scenery as you play the game. The karakuri mechanic is interesting as well, being able to build anything on the fly. This gives it a layer of strategy and potentially some exploits. I would imagine that some people will try to build karakuris that will enable them to go out of the bounds of the world, to see what other hidden secrets are outside of the actual game world itself. It does look like a graphically demanding game though, so good luck to those of us who have potatoes for machines. However, if you're fortunate enough to have a decent rig, oh boy will this game be amazing.
Karakuri alone may not be enough to bring down every beast.
Wild Hearts will be released on the 17th of February 2023 for the PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. So what do you think about Wild Hearts? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.